Bitcoin has gone up a lot. Should it retrace? Yes, it needs to take a breather sometimes, okay? I know even myself included, you guys, a lot of you guys want to see Bitcoin just keep going up and up and up and up, and it should never come down. That's just not how it works. Okay, there will be retracement periods. There will be periods where there could be some squeezes, long squeezes, for example. So a little manipulation. It always happens. And it does this usually before the next leg up. I mean, it happens all the time. I wish I had this chart I showed you guys, those 20%, 30% drops, because usually what follows them is the next leg up. That's how it works. So actually, this could be a very good thing. This could be a little bit mini shakeout before Bitcoin is ready to head to $48,000. Yes, that may be the case. Why? Well, I mean, if you're just when in doubt, zoom out and you look at this, according to two major indicators or signals, MVRV, Z, and Fibonacci add together. Again, when you zoom out, you realize there's no worries. But when you zoom out, you also realize that, yeah, there are certain levels that Bitcoin tends to head. And this cycle, somewhere between $47,000 to $49,000, which again is not that unreasonable considering we were at 44,000 and we were about to head to 45,000. So even right now, we're dropped to 41,000. Is it unreasonable for Bitcoin to go up to 47, 49 by the end of the year, by the end of December? Of course, no, it's not unreasonable. It could be right around the corner starting tomorrow. And of course, you guys know what we're waiting for. We're waiting for spot Bitcoin ETFs and, of course, the halving event and the end of the cycle. And where can Bitcoin be? $220,000 according to this analyst. And who knows? Maybe we hit it earlier. I know we just head straight to 420,000. We don't know. But what I do know is this. Generally speaking, when you see a little volatility after a big jump, that's perfectly normal. But I also do know that after you have volatility like this, generally speaking, you have that next leg up, and that could be around the corner. Do not be frightened. Don't fall for the volatility. Hold on, accumulate through DCA, and let the gains come to you. 10x on Bitcoin. Is that a possibility? Yes, still within a realm of possibility, even though this cycle may be a far-fetched, but the longer you hold, the more Bitcoin goes upwards. All right, today, even though we went down 2.66%, there are still some gainers. And again, if you DCA right, even if you're playing with leverage, you're still doing okay. This morning I showed you guys, even with today's dip, things are still in green for me. In fact, very green. You can see Bitcoin is still up 270%. ADA is still 545% for me. Sol's 243, and even Bonk is at 31%, even with today's volatility, right? And that's because I picked up low. I picked up when Bitcoin took a dip last time, and I haven't changed this at all, right? Again, it shows you the power of DCAing, or the power, you could argue, the power of picking up things when low. Today, I want to talk about why you need to buy Bitcoin now before it's too late. You can see Bitcoin is coming up. Last night, it was, around 41,000. It's coming up to about 42,000. Today, there's a big Fed meeting. Okay, there's going to be some talks about the economy, about inflation, and we'll see how things go. But overall, I think it should be pretty good. But Bitcoin's coming up. A lot of crypto projects starting to go higher. Don't let the little dips and volatility scare you. We are on our way up. This train already left the station. So even though last 2 days, it seems like there's some solders, you don't want to be a soldier. You want to be a holder. Selling now is probably the worst thing you can do. You will regret this. As Bitcoin recovers, back to 44 and heads to a new high for this year, 45, 47, 48, possibly $50,000, you're going to feel really stupid for panic dumping at 40,000. And you're going to feel more stupid when Bitcoin heads to 70,000 by the time we hit the halving event. This time is the time to be loading up, DCing, accumulating, definitely not selling. But, of course, not everyone is used to the volatility. I know there are new people that are coming into the space that may not be used to what's happening, right? But that's why I stream for you guys, so you can learn. But the good thing is 57% of the overall circulating supply has not moved in the last 2 years, which means, yes, even though some new retail investors sold, long-term holders are like, a 4,000 point drop, a 3,000 point drop, that's nothing. We lived through crypto winter. If you lived through crypto winter 2022 and the beginning half of 2023, I mean, this is nothing, okay? But what is something is all the metrics that show how great Bitcoin is. The metrics show that the fundamentals of Bitcoin, like the holders, the number of Bitcoin being held, number of addresses, volume, transactions, everything, hash rate, they're all heading higher and either at all-time high or near all-time high. Keep on holding, keep on DCAing. That is the right move. Here's another one showing supply last active 1 year ago, basically all-time high at 70%, 2 years ago, 57%, 3 years ago, 41%, 5 years ago, 31%, all of them at all-time high. So again, if you need reassurance, just know that Bitcoin is doing quite well and the number of holders not going away. This is part of the growing fundamentals. What else is there in terms of Bitcoin news? Well, Cantor Fitzgerald, which is one of the bigger financial institutions out there, they have like 12,000, 15,000 employees out there. They are now turning bullish too on Bitcoin and stablecoins. I don't really care if they're bullish on stablecoin Tether, but I do care that they are bullish on Bitcoin and they are confident that a Bitcoin ETF is right around the corner. Everyone thinks so. Now, I've been hearing from people saying, well, you know what, George, everyone is saying that approvals will come in January. What if it doesn't come in January? So what? It's a matter of when, not if. So if somehow Gary's like, F you all, I'm not going to prove anything in January. Well, there's another deadline in March, but it's not that simple. He's under a lot of pressure right now from the BlackRocks and from politicians and from everywhere to make some moves, right? Because he has been losing quite a lot recently, and he doesn't want to look like a total clown. So he may have to approve no matter what, especially with the Grayscale lawsuit also. That was a big one. Basically, the courts ruled that he had no right to deny them from getting a spot Bitcoin ETF. So, I mean, he may not have a choice.